While folding phones have never been known for having stellar battery life, year after year, they keep getting better. So today, we have a four-way showdown between Google's redesigned Pixel 9 Pro Fold, the only folding phone that looks and feels like a bar phone in the Honor Magic V3, and the most refined version of the foldable that started it all in the Galaxy Z Fold 6, to see not just how these folding phones stack up against one another, but how they compare to a flagship bar phone like the Galaxy S24 Ultra. So we'll kick things off in the phone test, where each device is going on the same 1-hour phone call. The sheer size of the batteries is arguably going to be the biggest factor here, since the displays are off for the majority of the test, and after an hour, that's pretty much how it plays out, with the Z Fold 6 and its smallest of the bunch 4400 mAh battery immediately falling behind. Of course, that's probably going to change here in the messaging test, since this time the screens are on, where that smaller cover screen on the Galaxy Fold will probably help make up for its smaller battery. And 60 minutes into it, yeah, it performs identically to the other three, with all four phones actually dropping by the same 6 percentage points. But I'm sure we'll see a bigger difference here in email, because for this test, we've opened the folding phones up, where they'll be at a huge disadvantage compared to the S24 Ultra, which has a screen area of only 17.59 square inches, paling in comparison to the Z Fold 6's 28.5 square inches, the Magic V3's 31.25 square inches, and especially the Pixel's 31.97 square inches. Where after an hour of scrolling through the same set of emails, as you'd kind of expect, the S24 Ultra does the best, allowing it to take the lead as we start working on the browser test, where this time not only will the screens be a major factor, but so will the processors, with all of the phones actually having the same chip with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, except for the Pixel, with Google instead opting to use their own in-house Tensor G4, where at least when it comes to web browsing, it seems to be a little bit less efficient, with the Pixel taking the biggest hit. Meaning, as we head into Instagram, the Magic V3 is our leading foldable, while the S24 Ultra is showing us why bar phones still give you the most bang for your battery. We're not doing anything too intensive here, we're just scrolling through the home feed like you would in real life, where an hour later, all three folding phones drop by an equal 9 percentage points, while the S24 Ultra only drops by 6 percentage points, allowing it to earn its first double-digit lead. Now, that may change here in the standby test though, since this time the screens are off again, but with a 5000 mAh battery in the S24 Ultra and the same software as the Z Fold 6, I think only the Magic V3 with its 5150 mAh unit will challenge it. But after 16 long hours, that doesn't happen. The S24 Ultra actually does the best with a 5-point drain, while the Honor drains double that at 10 points, allowing the other foldables to catch up, making it a 3-way tie as we start working on YouTube. As always, we've calibrated the speakers on each device to the nearest decibel count, in addition to calibrating the displays to 200 nits, where somewhat surprisingly, this time the Magic V3 and the Z Fold 6 do 1 point better than the S24 Ultra, although this wasn't the case for the Pixel, with it doing 2 points worse. So we'll see if that repeats here in the gaming test, where each phone is playing Alto's Adventure. Again, we're keeping those displays on the folding phones open, since it does seem like the most realistic thing to do. It's kind of hard to find a perfect balance, since everyone's usage is obviously going to vary, but nonetheless, after an hour, wow, the Z Fold 6 actually overtakes the Magic V3 to become the leading foldable, while the S24 Ultra is just starting to run away with it at this point. Hopefully the folding phones can stop the bleeding here in Maps though, where we finally folded the phones back up as we try to simulate navigation. And at least for the Magic V3 and the Z Fold 6, it seemed to help, but the Pixel unfortunately keeps falling further and further behind. Now, part of that is due to the fact that the Z Fold 6's cover screen is just smaller at 13.86 square inches compared to the Pixel's 14.75 square inches. Of course, the Honor has the biggest cover screen of the bunch at 15.38 square inches, which is the closest to matching the S24 Ultra's 17.59 square inches, which might actually explain why after an hour of listening to music, the S24 Ultra and the Magic V3 both see the biggest drops of 11 points compared to the 9 and 10 point drop on the Z Fold 6 and the Pixel respectively. So as we start working on Snapchat, the two Galaxy phones are ahead of the pack. I was fully expecting the S24 Ultra to be in the lead, but I am a bit surprised by the Z Fold 6. I mean, obviously it has the smallest outer display and the smallest inner display of the foldables, but still, to be leading the other two with a smaller battery, it is kind of impressive, especially when you consider that the Pixel 9 Pro Fold doesn't even make it all the way through Snap, giving out after 39 minutes, at which point the Z Fold 6 is at 11%, while the Magic V3 is at 7%, which was enough for each of those to complete the entire hour in Snap and officially make it to the app cycle test, which, in my book, any phone that reaches this point has stellar battery life, even if it's only for 5 minutes in the case of the Magic V3. Which means the Z Fold 6 hangs on for the win among the foldables with 4% still left to go, allowing it to last for another 20 minutes before it dies. So there you have it. While no folding phone challenges the likes of the S24 Ultra yet, two of them did make it to app cycle, which, considering that you always have the option to use the outer screen exclusively on a folding phone, you can probably stretch their battery life out to come closer to the result that we got here with the S24 Ultra. So, maybe one day we'll run that test, but for now, you get the point. These folding phones have gotten really good. But anyways, that is it for me in this video. Thank you for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the very next episode.